Alright, this is going to be a quick review and kind of a quick install video on the AVS two-door kit. It's for their shaved doors. I intend on shaving my door handles off, so I needed to get door poppers, and I chose AVS. Mainly reason why I chose AVS is due to the size, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But that's the kit that I bought right there, the AVS two-door kit. It does come with the harness. It's all plug and play. You essentially just plug up the power and the ground and then connect to everything else as you need, and it works. I tested that out earlier. There'll be a quick little video of that. It does come, this one came with the 4-channel remote. You can get an 8-channel remote. Top button will be your driver's door, passenger door, second button, and then you can program the second and third and fourth buttons to be whatever you would like. Personally, I'm not going to use any of that. All these wires are just going to get cut off on that module for the remote, because all I want this to do is open doors. But you can hook up to your lights, so that way your lights will flash like a car alarm and stuff. Do all that good stuff. You can do your remote pop. If your car has an electric popper for your trunk, you can do all that. I may hook that up because mine does have that feature, but we'll see. Okay, as far as installation goes, first thing I did was I did the door pusher. And this one, I went with the AVS style door pusher, and it's the spring type. So best thing to do is put some double-sided tape on it and then attempt to close your door. And if your door is really hard to close, you need to pull it off and cut off the spring. I ended up cutting off about half of the spring on both sides, and I got the door to be really good. You'll see videos of the doors popping. The doors, when they pop, they pop about 12 inches maybe or less, but it pops and stops. It works really well. So that's just use double-sided tape, figure out your spot. Just pay attention that when you do cut it, where you keep your coil at the end of the coil, because if you test it one way and then okay, yeah, it's good, and then you install it the other way, you're actually going to have a different force on the car, on the door. So really pay attention to how you cut that. Okay, as far as installation goes, first thing you need to do is remove the old lock system. So you remove those 3 screws there, and that pretty much undoes the locking mechanism. And then there's like 4 rods that go for the handle system, and then there was one more rod that went across there that went down for the locking system as well. And then you have an extra rod coming down from the door side for the rod. So all six rods in total. It does come with everything you need to replace all the rods, so you don't have to keep those around. For the Y32, I did ended up keeping one of the rods because it comes with these little eyelet hooks that are already on the lanyards and the cords, and the way that one is set up, there wasn't enough room to do on it, so I kept the original one, kept this bracket here, and so that when that pulls, that actually unlocks the door. I highly recommend that you use the AVS kit for a Y32, and simply due to the fact that these are only about 1 inch in thickness. The only other place you could really mount one would be right there, and the cylinder type are 2 to 3 inches in circumference. So they're pretty bulky and they're pretty big. I went with this one because it's streamlined, and this position here was more a straight line with the locking mechanism to be able to pull it straight. And then the reason being too is the way our window regulators are, the way they go up and down, there's a lot of moving parts in here. So this is thin, and then when the window comes down, it comes in. When the window comes down, it's like curved inwards. So there's even not that much space there. There's like maybe 1 inch or so before you're hitting this right here. So doing a shaved door setup on a Y32 is a little bit of a trick, but I figured it out. As far as installation of the actuator went, I trimmed this piece out right here. It actually goes in, and the reason why I trimmed it out is so that it would sit more flush against it, because if you just bolted it on there, it was cantered in a little bit too much, and the mechanisms for when the window goes down, they were kind of, it would kind of hit it. But by cutting that out, that gave me enough clearance. And then I put a hole here. There was already a hole here that came on the door, and then I drilled a hole here to make that go through. So I got 3 bolts of the actuator done. If you really wanted to, you could figure out where the 4th one is, but it's not needed. And then I used these 2 brackets right here to just make it secure. And then all you gotta do is, it comes with the 2 eyelets. You put the eyelet around the actual locking, the door release, and then one of the lanyards will go to the actual actuator, and the other one would go to your door handle. So the instructions for this tell you to run the lanyard all the way to the door handle, and then you cut it off there. But like I said, the eyelet, it's one of the keyring eyelets. There's no room for it in there, so I went with this route. But you'll be able to see how well it works. All right, and just to show how the interior door handle lock works, I have that latched right now, so that way when I pull on the handle, it will release. And that releases the door, and when you're inside, it will swing open. So all in all, I'm really happy with the kit. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put the harness at quite yet. It is a little bit bulky and stiff. I'm kind of thinking about putting it in my center console, because I don't have anything in there and I don't really have no use for it. So thinking about maybe putting it in there, and then that way I can run the wires to each door and then come through. I'm not going to fully wire it up because the car is going off the paint, and so the door is going to be coming off. So it makes no sense to run the harnesses through here to get to this and then have to pull the doors off and pull it all back out. So we'll worry about the final installation of the harnesses once the car gets painted. But otherwise, yes, I'm very happy with the kit. It works extremely well and definitely worth the money. But like I said, you want to more than likely go with these actuators here, and as far as I know, AVS is the only one who sells these type of actuators. I have another one sitting right here. These are dual pulling actuators, and as you can see, it's about 1 inch thick. So AVS, I won't be putting any on my back door because I showed you one of the videos. It's super easy to open the back door, and there's no sense in paying all that money, doing all that work just to pop it open with a remote. If you have any questions, hit me up. Alright, this is stage 1 of doing my door poppers. So I got the actual pushers installed, and they're working just fine. Door unlocks, pops open. Unlocks, pops open. Unlocks, pops open. Alright, I got the actuator installed and everything temporarily wired up so I can test it out. This is the AVS universal 2-door kit. I only need to do 2 doors because I can actually reach in and grab my rear doors very easily. But the kit went in, the actuator went in really good. Wiring is all plug and play. It's going to be a lot of running and stuff to do, hiding it. But it works as advertised. So here we go. Voila. And then whenever I need to open my back door, just go like that. Magic. AVS Universal Door Popper Kit.